Just stand out there, stick your glove out in the air, and I'll take care of it. Welcome back to Hypothetically. I'm Lily Caffrey-Levine.
I'm Jess King.
And today we're going to be breaking down men's baseball. And this one is a little different from the ones we had gone before because they were not doing so hot when we last checked in on them. So we're going to talk about some big performances that we're missing out on because the season got cut short. But to start, Jess, I want to know what makes a good baseball player?
Is it batting average? Psych.
No.
It's on base percentage.
On base percentage. Let's talk about getting on base because Nico Amory did that. He's a sophomore listed as a catcher, but he played at DH a lot. I'm going to call him the Joey Votto of Marist baseball because the kid gets on base like no other. He led the team in on-base percentage with .476. He led the team in walks with 12. He also led the team in OPS at .752. He was the first on the team in OPS, like I said. The second on the team was Reese Armitage, who was at .364. So there's a big gap between first and second on the team in on-base percentage. Amory is also ninth in at-bats, so he's not getting up to the plate nearly as much as other players, but he is getting on base far more often than anybody else. So while Amory is getting himself on base a lot, they need that power to get him home, and they also need more players on base. So Brian Hart, Robbie and Reese Armitage, and Tyler Kapowinski led the team in slugging percentage. They're big power hitters, but they need more guys on base. Brian Hart had a .353 slugging percentage. He had 18 total bases, and he was first on the team in both those categories. And you really need a combination on the team of these power hitters and guys that can get on base, and they were kind of lacking in guys that could get on base outside of Amory. So I think I would have loved to see if Amory would be able to kind of do that more and what that would be able to accomplish with a little bit of a rocky start that they got off to and see if that could help them improve it all. I think that because of the little bit of the rocky start that they got off to, it would have been hard to really improve on their record from last season at 15-9 the conference. I think they were probably going to hit around 14-10, even working out some of those kinks. They had a lot of stuff that they need to work out, more consistency in power hitting, and definitely getting guys on base more. What do you think, Jess?
I think you made a lot of good points, but to play devil's advocate here, they only played 12 games so far before the season got cut. Those were all non-conference games. So if you look at who was hitting and who was in their lineup, it was changing up every game, but you still saw an emphasis on those power hitters that you mentioned, the Armitage twins, Cap, Brian Hart. So I think that this team needs to focus more on getting runs and getting on base and scoring. Because if you take a look at the losses that they had, those 9 losses, because their record was 3-9, they were close ones, you know? So they had a 2-3 loss to USF, 4-6 loss to George Washington. Those are close games. So if they had a couple more people on base when they got those home runs, when they put their sluggers up, they would be winning games. Those are the things that decide the games, which would have put them in a better position going into the conference play and eventually getting a championship. Because I think if they didn't work out those kinks, I didn't see this team being a championship team like they were in 2016. I think perhaps they could have went on a postseason run, maybe would have clinched a spot in the playoffs, because like we said, for softball, there's so many games left that this is what makes it really hard to decide and predict softball and baseball like this. But still, all that being said, I don't see this team being a championship team. I saw them maybe clinching a playoff spot, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you on that one. And I think a lot of the players that we've talked about are young guys. So maybe in the future, improving on that and being a real playoff contender team is in the cards for them. But as for this season, it looked like that the kinks that they had to work out were things that were going to take time. So again, I don't really see, like you said, I don't really see them making a far run deep into the playoffs. But you can definitely tell that the skills are there. They just kind of have to, like you said, work out some of those kinks. Now we have another take that we want to give on this season and how it might have played out had it gotten to follow through. So with his take on the Marist men's baseball team, Mike Cahill.
Yeah!
Woo! What is your take on how the men's baseball season was going to work out?
So the MAC preseason poll had them finishing 6th, and I think that's a fair prediction for where they would have finished. You look at the poll and there's kind of 3 tiers in the MAC. You have your top 3, Quinnipiac, Fairfield, and Monmouth. They each received 3 first place votes, and Quinnipiac was favored to win it all with 4. Then you have the middle tier with Canisius, Monmouth, and Marist, and only Monmouth had a first place vote out of all those. And then you have kind of that bottom tier with everybody else. So I think they slot right in the middle. I don't think they go all the way this year, but they have some great building blocks in the future.
Yes, all about those building blocks. Now, Mike, every week we do the Ken Mink Award, it's not really an award, but
you don't win anything.
You don't win anything. We don't have anything to give out, but who do you think should take this extra year option now that they're given the opportunity to do so?
I'm going to go with Pat Leitner. He doesn't put up eye-popping numbers every year, but you can put him anywhere on the infield. He'll make the plays. You can start him. You can pinch hit him. You can pinch run him. No matter where you put him, he's going to handle the job well. And, he has that versatility that makes coaching easy, and I think they'd be happy to have him back for another year.
It's a good one. I think that having kind of that versatile player would be super helpful to them because they need a lot of help getting on base. They have that power, but they need to be getting guys home. Jess, Who do you got for Ken Mink this week?
I'm going to go with Tyler Kapinski. We mentioned him earlier in the show. He's a really good power hitter for them. He's actually a fifth year this year, so if he takes the option to go again next year, he will be a sixth year, and I think that's great. He puts up really good numbers for them. He makes a difference in the games. And like we mentioned, if they can get on base and build their on-base percentage as a team over their recruitment process, I think that he'll be sending in run after run after run next season if he's able to. And I know that he's always had the option, wanted to have the option to go pro, and maybe another year building those skill sets and hopefully getting scouts to look at him. It'll give him the opportunity to, but 6 years in college, I don't know, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, that's going to be my pick too with Tyler Cap, because I just think that it would be really cool to see the power that he brings to the team, how that would translate more into runs if they have a little bit of a higher on-base percentage. Right now, the team on-base percentage is at 309, so they really got to work on getting that up, because when you have these great power hitters like Tyler Cap, who maybe if he comes back for a year will kind of get more of an opportunity to get guys home, but you don't know that unless you have the guys on base. So get on base, everybody. Be like Joey Votto. All right. Thank you for watching this episode of Hypothetically. Thank you, Mike Cahill, for coming on and giving us your take. And
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we love your takes. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and we will see you next time.